Hi, this is Amy Prindle. For my informational interview, I decided the topics I will focus on are attitude, job satisfaction, personality, and values. I feel these are important for not only the workplace, but in our lives. Having a good attitude and being personable, they'll follow into our work lives and it will help us succeed. So I decided to interview someone that deals a lot with people and could be knowledgeable and be able to give good advice about it. So the person I interviewed was Susie Stem. She is the vice president of First Summit Bank. She works at the Westmont branch. She has over 30 years experience, and she personally believes organizational behavior is instrumental for the business. So a little bit about First Summit Bank is they are a bank. They are going to celebrate their 90th year. They have 16 offices. They have locations such as Johnstown, Westmont, Portage, Latrobe, Evansburg, and Altoona. And they have about 200 employees. And Susie, she started working for the bank when she was 17 years old. And she started at the very bottom of the ladder. She started in bookkeeping. And over the years, she has worked her way up to vice president. I thought that was interesting. She said when she first started at the bank, they only had around 30 employees. So she has been at the bank all these years and she has watched them grow. So she really knows organizational behavior and how important it is dealing with all kinds of different personalities. So the first question I asked her was, as vice president for the bank, do you think feeling job involvement and job embeddedness has helped you work up to your position now? And she said, oh, definitely. A person, they need passion for their job. They need to be able to be self-directive. First Summit Bank is a performance-oriented company. So what that means is they're not based on seniority. It is the person, how they are performing. If they're doing well, then they can move up in the company, even though someone else might have been there longer. And this person, they have to be committed and they have to be accountable for their actions, even when they make mistakes. So the next question was, I know you have strong religious values. How has that influenced your psychological empowerment? She said her upbringing, it really taught her to respect others. And she feels her experience at starting at the bottom and working her way up has given her knowledge of what people will deal with. That she's been there. She knows the position. She knows the pros and cons. So she's able to relate to them, and she feels it's able to help her give them empathy too. And she said her religious values, it's taught her to be respectful, and she still applies that to this day. And the next question. Being an employee of the bank for many years shows you have a strong organizational commitment. What are some of First Summit Bank's values you're proud of? The first item was the bank allows their employees to think like owners. That means they are supposed to think as if the money is theirs. So if they're approving a loan, waiving fees, it's as if the money is coming out of their own pocket. And another value they have is open communication. They have meetings every morning. They're 5 minutes long. Everyone goes in that office and they discuss, what's going on, any updates, and they can even, express any concerns. And I feel open communication is important in a business, and it's great that First Summit Bank is doing that. And then the other thing is they have opportunity for growth. And this is where, since they are a performance-oriented company, if you are a passionate person, you are able to get up on the ladder. You're able to have growth. And the other thing is they have a mentor program. And what that is any new employee gets a mentor. And this mentor meets with them at least 4 times a year. Like they'll go out to lunch or dinner or something. And, they just give advice. They help the new employee. If the new employee has any questions or anything, they're just there to help. And Susie is actually one of the mentors. And she even said she really enjoys getting to meet the new employees and help them mentor. What really surprised me on this answer is the CEO of First Summit Bank. He is a mentor too. So just imagine being a new employee and getting the CEO as your mentor. That is great. Like that will just help you be able to have a better understanding of the company and help you able to succeed. The next question was, do you feel First Summit Bank has a strong corporate social responsibility to their community? And she said, absolutely. First Summit Bank, they are passionate about their community. And when they say community, they are thinking of, shareholders and employees as well. And the better the bank does means the more they can do for everyone. One of the things they've done is First Summit Bank Arena. They purchased the War Memorial. They have the naming rights. And what that does is they are then able to purchase things for the First Summit Bank Arena, make it better so the community is able to enjoy it, and maybe we can get more events in there. And then the other thing she said is volunteering is big at First Summit Bank. In 2017, 11,000 hours for charitable and civic volunteer hours were completed. And the bank, they do things such as collecting supplies for Hurricane Harvey, MSA, collections for the Salvation Army, and they're even one of the sponsors for the music festival. And another thing is they have an employee foundation where the employees can dress down for a day and they put a couple bucks in. And that money goes towards this foundation. And they help any employees that might be going through a rough time, like an illness or anything, and they will send them a check to help them through that difficult time. And I thought that was just great for a company to really care about their employees enough, to send them a check when they're going through a hard time. That not a lot of places do that, and I just thought that was great. Then another question. Working with other employees and customers brings the challenge of communicating with many different personalities. What has your experience taught you about working with different personalities, especially personalities that can be difficult? And she says she believes understanding others is valuable. Everyone is different, and you just need to accept that. Everyone has their own personality. Some people are drivers. They want to get straight to the point, and other people, they like to chit-chat. She said, you just be kind to everyone, no matter what kind of personality they have. And, just pay attention to details when you're talking to them, like see how their body language is. And she says, understanding everyone is just able to help her be able to effectively communicate with them. And the next question, what is one thing you have learned about working with different personalities that you wish you would have known when you were starting at the bank? And she said when she first started the bank, they didn't have conferences. And one of the conferences they do have now is actually organizational behavior. And she wishes they would have had that, because with her having just to learn through experience, it would have helped her better in the workplace to have these conferences. She did have the CEO, Elmer Laszlo. He was like a mentor to her when she first started, and she just sees how that did help her, and she wishes there were conferences back then too, because she feels she would have been more prepared. And this made me grateful to have this class, because of a president of a bank with over 30 years of experience, says how important organizational behavior is. And then it just shows I'm lucky to have this class right now, because it's going to help give me a start in, the professional world. And then the next question, how important do you think employee engagement is in the workplace? Do you think people with a strong employee engagement are more likely to be promoted than others? She said, it's very important, and absolutely, yes, people will be more likely to be promoted. You need to have, be able to be a team player. You need to be ambitious. You need to have a can-do attitude. And you need to be committed to meeting their standards. And the next question. Being vice president puts you in charge of others. How do you ensure employees have job satisfaction? And she says, employees, they need to know they're appreciated. One of the great things she said, the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated. And what does First Summit Bank do? They recognize their employees' achievement. They do things such as an appreciation dinner, and they will give employees rewards there. And this has been so successful for First Summit Bank. They have been named one of the best places to work, not once, but multiple times. Their strategy of having high standards but celebrating success, it's successful, and it shows getting those awards. And then the next question I asked her was, when you retire or even thinking ahead 10 years, what are some of the terminal values you want to have completed? And her goal is to find a replacement. She wants to be able to find someone that she can mentor, and they are mentored so well, Susie can just kind of just fade away. They won't even know Susie's gone. And watching Susie answer this question was really inspiring. She had a hard time answering this. From the interview, it's obvious she loves her job, and it was hard for her to think of not working there. She even said leaving First Summit Bank would be like a divorce. She was worked there since she was 17, and First Summit Bank, it's all that she knows. And so my last question was, overall, what advice do you have for others to be successful in the workplace? And she says, First off, you gotta love what you do. That's very important. Try to always learn something new to better yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And having a good attitude and positive self-talk will make such a difference. She said, another thing, don't never ask an employee to do something you would not do yourself. And then her other one was smile. You don't know what someone is going through. I mean, a smile could just help brighten up their day. And she said, one of the best things of her job is seeing a customer leave with a smile on her face, because then she knows she helped that customer. In conclusion, I think the questions I asked relates to what we learned throughout this course by focusing on how to apply these in the workplace. I really enjoyed interviewing Susie. Her insightful knowledge of organizational behavior, I mean, it's been learned through experience for her. I mean, she doesn't think of First Summit Bank as a job, but she thinks of it as a part of her life. She genuinely loves her job. She loves the employees. She loves the customers. And it showed by everything, like her responses, everything. And another piece of great advice she gave me was positive self-thinking. To not think of your going into work, your task, as a daily task, as for a job, but thinking it as helping people. I mean, she said, like, think giving someone a loan. It could be a first-time home buyer. It could be parents getting a loan for their kids to go to college. And this is going to change the person's life, giving them this loan. And, her being able to help them to the best of her ability. It's just, she says, it's so fulfilling just knowing she is helping people and changing their lives. And everything Susie said about herself and how First Summit Bank treats their employees, I mean, it's what I want for a career. I want to work for a company that appreciates their employees. I want to feel like I'm going into a job every day where I'm helping someone and I feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm just going to a job and just doing a task. I'm going to remember all of her advice. She gave really great advice. And even just the simple thing is just smiling. Yeah, a smile really can help make someone's day. And I think I picked a great role model for this project, because Susie, like, she does. She generally loves her job. And I hope to find a job that she has that I love. And to be able to have as much passion for it, and for people to, watch me and be like, wow, Amy really loves her job. So, overall, if anybody's ever at First Summit Bank in Westmont, feel free to stop in and tell Susie hi. She loves seeing people, and, she loves talking to customers.